Maybe she's running.
I do, you know, I'm still reading.
I haven't read the whole thing.
I got a couple pages in, but what you have to do, and everything is like.
can say it, but
it's decided one of
That flavor.
the band.
Well,
I've
she's
done-
always available for other
But
stuff, so
I'm still
it's
reading
fine.
it, because I like slow, I even to make it sink in.
Oh, are we at?
We're almost at T-minus. I think it's back up off front. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ooh, I got like 20 seconds.
I'll take it.
7:30.
Now.
Not on.
Mickey says 5, 4, 2,
Yeah.
1. I'll call our meeting to order with a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll call Robert Mays here, Michael Fritz is here, Greg Zawala is not here. Alison Linebaugh is here, Derek Rhodes, Roadmaster here, David Eggert here, Steve Geibel here, Corey Zana here. Pamela Stevens is not here, second month in a row, she's gonna get docked. Amanda Musso is not here, but we have our substitute borough secretary here. The Reverend is not here, Warren is here, Joan is here. Council minutes, before you see our minutes from our April 11th meeting, are there any corrections, clarifications? Can the minutes be accepted as presented?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Motion been moved and seconded to accept the minutes as presented. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. For you, we have approval and payment of bills. From the general fund, we have expenditures of $160,210.26. From the sewer fund, we have $15,216.89. From liquid fuels, we have $3,318.17. Fire tax, we have $32,700.13. The MS tax fund, $21,015.21. Are there any questions about the bills to be paid, or can the bills be paid as presented?
Motion to pay the bills as presented.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to pay the bill as presented. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. What do we need? A motion to approve the following dispersals from Public Works grant interest to date credited upon closing of the account. So we have on 5/03/2024, $577.91. And where does that go?
That was granted to us as coverage of administrative fees.
So that's a deposit into our general revenue.
That is correct.
Okay, and you need a motion to approve that from that account to our general funds.
Yep, and then that's all of.
Then that account becomes
It's done.
zero.
Motion to approve the dispersal from the Public Works Garage Grant to the general fund of $577.91.
Second.
Motion moved and seconded for the dispersal of the money of $577.91. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Approval of the treasurer's report. We have, from our fund balances as of April 30th, we have $639,576.95 in the general fund. In liquid fuels, we have $296,057.44. Fire tax, we have $7,583.09. The MS tax fund, we have $3,847.01. Sewer fund, we have $137,478.87. From the reserve account, we have $193,975.75. And of course, now our Public Works Garage Grant is zeroed out. Is there a motion to accept and file for audit the Public Works Grant and Consolidated Treasurer's Report for April 2024?
Second.
Motion been moved, seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion granted. Public comments? So far, none submitted. No one in person. Will move onward to our consultant reports. The borough engineer, did she forward a report for tonight?
Is it in there? Yes. Yes,
Yep, it's here.
it's in here.
Do we have any questions about any of the, I think the highlights was anything must have been changed, or if she wanted us to bring up anything. If not, we can circle back if there's questions later. Solicitor report.
Okay, two items under my report this month. The first is the update on the appeal of the goodwill, assessment and finding of exemption. The school district has withdrawn its appeal, because I guess they did not believe that they would have a chance of getting the part-time relief that they had requested. Because of that, our appeal was connected to their appeal. And what will probably happen is that they'll file again next year during the time period for filing appeals from exemption when the tax bills coming out. We will again, with authorization of council, of course, join in the appeal.
So next year, should we appeal separately and not be attached to their appeal?
We can do that,
But there's no way to unattach us now, correct?
right, at this point.
It's gone.
The period is on, but for next year, we have that window of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not sure it'd be financially wise to do that.
I think it's better in most cases because the school district has the greater interest to have the school district take the lead, but we can table that until next year and
Yep.
council can make that decision at the time to see what the financial interest is and what the school district is doing. It may end up that we would file and then consolidate with the school district.
And another,
That's the solution.
another note to Goodwill, they announced in Harrisburg that 22 locations across central Pennsylvania are now going to accept used electronics, like TV screens, computer screens, stuff like that. So I'm not sure if ours is going to be that or not. It seemed to be that any place that had a retail place was going to accept those also. And what they can't resell, they're going to go ahead and just have it recycled through some supposedly, or well, I won't say that. So through some recycling company that's environmentally responsible or something like that. So anyway, we'll if that, I asked Amanda to check in on that and put it in the newsletter when that comes up. Second item, PA American tariff sewer processing the borough. So the PUC published their findings this week. It's like almost 500 pages long, 400 something.
Yes, and it's like 442 pages long. I did not print out the entire thing out of wanting to save the trees and not that I would want to read it. So I took a word search and where the word St. Lawrence came in. And unfortunately, where that came in is that the recommended decision of May 7th recommended a special customer charge for the bulk customers for Pound, West Brandywine, the VA, and St. Lawrence. Special customer charge of $465.50 per month. I would recommend that we file exceptions to the recommended decision of the administrative law judges. To do so, we have to do so by May 17th.
I, like Joan, did not read the whole thing, but I did query St. Lawrence, bulk user, some other stuff like that, and it's a little bit worse. So we went in and it's 0.40 is what we have now. They wanted to take it to 0.420. We said no, or to explain it to us. The PUC expert witness said, hey, St. Lawrence isn't really paying enough. So they went ahead and bulked us into this like facility fee where they're going to charge us $365 a month now, just as a customer. Then he said later, they should just be bulked in with Zone 1, Westcom, VA, West Brandywine, which all, my information is correct, all those are little wastewater treatment plants that have like subdivisions go into them and stuff like that. So it's not like a big municipal sewer.
Right, it's not.
Yeah, these are all like little individuals, but he says, so they should just pay the same price as all those in Zone 1 is, which is $1.65 per 100 gallons, which is 4 times what we're being charged right now. So there was,
That's just the monthly fee.
right, it was the monthly fee. So,
Just to be a customer of PA America,
yeah, so
like a billing charge.
there was no explanation why he thinks we should be in with Zone 1. I think maybe they're getting annoyed with all these PA American rate increases and everybody complaining, and they're trying to consolidate and to make life easier on them. I have no idea, but now our enemy is the PUC.
Well, and I will say this with the PUC is that they, the PUC allows the public utilities to make a certain amount of revenue. There's an expected level of revenue and there's an allowable level of revenue, and that's why we're seeing these tariff increases, because they're proving that they are getting, that they need this rate increase to get to that level of revenue. That is allowable.
One of the comments was from the PUC is the water, public water part of the business should not be subsidizing the wastewater side. So they made that clear in the decision.
Right, and that's been a constant theme with the decisions all along, is that they can't give any discount at any part of the system or to any type of customer or class of customer, because it violates the uniformity principles in the public utility code to have one class of customer or one type of customer subsidizing another. And that includes water versus wastewater, as well as smaller users versus larger users. It's why you see, for example, larger users group was one of the parties to this case because of they're being a separate class of customer.
But the only thing is it doesn't recognize the fact that we have
With our own collection system.
and an interceptor line that they flow through. And we flow through only a small portion of their interceptor line. It's not like we're flowing.
Yeah, my guess is the PUC guy didn't even read our appeal. You know, that the facts aren't being presented adequately, or for them to defend how they came to the decision is clearly not in the paper decision. I'll say that. So I think in lieu of that, we should go ahead and appeal the decision, even if no one else appeals. And perhaps, and this is up for council discussion, because I don't feel good about this, we may need to talk and send a first letter to PA American and talk about, we maybe need to talk to them about a fee for them using our line in time to offset some substantial increases that'll be coming.
I think that would be a reasonable position to take.
I believe I read somewhere recently that their rate of return, allowed rate of return is something like 11%.
I don't know what it was at 11%, but the guy came up with some thing and he said, hey, St. Lawrence, Calm, and these other ones are below 1.0, which is the magic number for the PUC. It was like at 0.87. So I don't know if that $365 a month was part of getting it up there. Once again, there's no explanation on these things. They're just like, these people commented, here's our response. And it's like, yes. And then they just make another statement. Like there's no reasoning why to throw St. Lawrence in with zone 1 people, except make life easier for them.
Sure.
You know,
Is that amount per household per month?
that was no, it was per customer. So we and ourselves are a customer, right? Bulk customer has to pay that per month.
Is that 470?
That is tacked on to
The bill.
And but spread out among
Yeah.
the users, but it's still tacked on to the bill, and it's still that times 12 per year, 465 times 12 months.
Does that come down to per house? Per user, sorry.
I don't know, $465 divided by 900 structures is about rounded to 1,000, you know, $1.60, something like that, you know. I mean, not $1.60, excuse me,
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah, times 12.
465. What does it come out to? 465 divided by 90,
It's.
you know, 465 divided by 90. Is it
what
365?
But that's a per month.
Yeah, it's per bill's not gonna be tacked on this.
Is it
fee.
9?
But I don't know if that includes the apartments for each.
Well, the apartments themselves would be considered.
5580 divided by how many?
927.
927. A house per year,
Per
On
per
twelve.
month.
per month?
$70 a year.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
60 cents.
1 times 12, right?
Yeah.
That's always a year.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
Algebra 101.
$460.
Okay.
So $6 a month. Equals 5,580 divided by 927.
Yeah, $50 a year.
Equals 602. Approximately 602. $6.02.
No, not per month, per year.
Per year.
Yeah.
You multiply it times
You
12.
multiply by 12 already.
Well, anyway, that's the least of our worries. It's the $1.65 per 100 gallons is the problem.
Yeah.
$1.85. Was it $1.85?
Yeah, it was high. It was over 4 times what it was
That's
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah. With that. So anyway, is there a motion to authorize the solicitor to file an exception to recommended PUC decision?
So moved.
Motion been moved and seconded to authorize the solicitor to file an exception. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Does council want to approve a motion to send a first discussion letter to PA American based on this PUC decision that we saw?
Yes, I'll make that motion.
It all falls under that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there a second?
Second.
So there's a motion and seconded.
Mr.
Steve,
Geibel.
to send a informative letter to PA American based on the PUC decision that we may need to start, that we wanted to start a discussion with them concerning the use of our collection system for their thing.
Is Jen writing that letter?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, send it to their attorneys too, so. It could go in the bin if it just goes to some manager, you know. I never done it.
Are we still contesting this decision?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
absolutely.
this is a separate motion, the
Yeah.
motion for exceptions.
So the motion is we're gonna just send a PA American a letter through Joan. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Anything else, solicitor? All that good news?
Okay, yeah, nothing
Yeah,
else.
nothing more, nothing less. And the water goes on. Or Mayor, what's up? Anything new to report?
Yes, something very good to report.
Oh, come on.
So at the May 2nd Police Commission meeting, civilian service awards were handed out. They were presented to 2 of our residents here in St. Lawrence who jumped into action at an incident occurring on St. Lawrence Avenue on February 26th. That being our own Dave Eggert and his neighbor, Wayne Zlikowski. And the award read that they disregarded their own safety to provide prompt action to assist Officer Rissmiller with taking a male armed with a knife into custody. The male was a danger to those in the area, including numerous children that were just being dropped off at the bus stop. And due to their quick actions, no one sustained any injuries, and the danger to the public was thwarted. So-
Awesome, outstanding. Did you hurt him at all?
No. No.
No, I saw the officer knocking me in.
Yeah, he was asking me to come to attend the police commission meeting.
Good work.
Absolutely.
Did nothing more than any other good neighbor should have done. But, yeah.
Anything else, Mayor?
That's all.
Hot day. Staff reports, borough zoning, local codes, anything new?
No, still trying to work with people we've sent letters to.
Finance policy on refunds less than $1.
For taxes,
I thought we years ago said, don't bother.
no, we didn't. We
No,
said
we-
bother. And with the new postage rate.
Yeah, 73 cents.
Going to 73 cents. It really,
We don't pay 73 cents up.
we pay, we'll.
We have a bulk.
No, we do not. You don't mail individual letters out with bulk
Yeah, you can't.
rate. We do pay for stamps.com where we get a reduced first class rate. Well, they did not state what that is going to be.
But it's less than 73 cents.
It's like a few cents less than 73 cents.
That's what.
Isn't it?
Yeah, something along those lines. I don't even.
Spending all.
Well, anyway, I guess it's gonna cost us money to send out less than $1. Can we send it in pennies?
That would cost us a lot more to
Postage.
send it. The whole idea is if you do your taxes to Berks EIT, if you owe $1, they don't make you pay.
But-
And they don't return $1 or less on your
Right.
tax return. So the $1 checks that were being mailed out,
How many?
at one point there.
No, last year.
That was the school per capita though, for that something.
And the school, this is the Borough one where the
But sometimes it's not less than $1.
Less than 10?
5.
Less than 5?
20 cents.
5? Let it go. Let it go. Next,
Next.
public safety, emergency management.
I'll just fill the borough for my stamp.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll take them off Amanda.
Derek, at this point, do we need to continue this emergency declaration? I mean,
I mean, at this point, we're locked in for the USDA on what we have.
Okay.
The only thing that's, and I think that everything that's from the federal government has already been processed as far as any loans or.
right, yeah.
You know,
So it's time to cease it.
I think we can.
Okay.
We can cease at this.
Move on,
Does it cost anything to?
No, it doesn't.
but it's sort of an abuse of power because when you declare those emergencies, you don't have to bid, you don't have to do that, you have to do this.
If we don't have a real valid reason, the only reason we kept it going was because we had USDA stuff in the pipeline. And allow anyone who had damages to start, apply for these other programs. I mean, it's almost a year now.
Yeah, they've had plenty of time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't see the need to continue that.
All right.
Unless someone else
Yeah.
wants to make the motion.
Nah, we'll let it go down the stream. Public Works, Roadmaster.
what is attached, we've replaced or reinstalled, I have to say, the last 2 plates on the Park View Bridge. Those were 2 bolts that opened up while we were descaling it prior to the other plates being installed. Thank you, Mr. Mike Chris, for getting them delivered and I borrowed the real from Sentinel.
Which is very common when you're scaling rust and stuff like that, you
Yeah.
sometimes you create holes.
Because it's like, sure.
Mhm.
Sometimes I've heard people go, what's this here with their finger? So anyway,
Question there, did you undercoat any of that stuff?
Yeah, everything that got plated was prepped and primed
I mean,
prime,
after it's like, did you spray undercoating?
on the new plate.
Yeah, alright.
No, it wasn't.
We had talked about that a long time ago, 5 cases of undercoating and just
I mean,
gonna give it some extra life. I mean, it's epoxy, but if you can seal the perimeter of the plates to stop moisture from getting behind it. I wouldn't seal the bottom, because obviously if anything does, it gets, it's out the bottom. Just a thought, I mean,
just gotta last 5 years, that new bridge.
I think you're probably good, but it was just one of the things that came to mind. Actually, after you called me tonight,
Get your waders on a long pole and
that's it.
spray.
I like what's pretty good on. We do have some masonry stuff we're supposed to fix from that flooding and knocked out a couple rocks that.
put a bag of cement up there and let them get wet.
And there was another thing that a tree had fallen into the far above that we took down, so that was another brief report inspection, that was an item we take care of.
And then they come out again,
They're back here in September, so they do a February and September.
and if we get September, it may be elongated for a year, so they won't charge us for one of the inspections on motor
I say, we
motor
were,
fuels
we were pretty close to almost getting knocked down to one inspection a year for that,
repair.
installation,
Mhm.
but then flooding, that's so much that was.
Yeah.
Forward.
Good job.
Then I don't know if you wanna go over this now or just.
Go for it.
In front of everyone is a little map of the Borough of Lansing, the drone footage that was taken a month and a half ago, give or take. Done by Zach Drone Works. That 11 piece of paper shows basically everything he did. Now, the resolution on that isn't that great. So there's a free program that he uses that basically reads those, they're large TIF files. And this, for instance, is 10 gigs.
So they're like piled, we have individual photos piled on each other, that's how they get the resolution.
Yeah, so, but just for an example of how much you can see in the woods, this is up at the quarry. Behind where Marywood is, you can zoom in here far enough in that you can basically see all the different rifts in the rock. And it's tough to see far away, but down here you can see the different colored rocks that have fallen off and are just laid down at the base of that. So
You can see the Exeter E up there too.
yeah, the resolution of the drone is actually pretty incredible. At the bottom of that area there, which is in the quarry, I believe, you can
Yeah.
really see some of the old buildings, you know, that's.
Footers, yeah.
Oh, no, that's a sorter, actually. It's a large cylinder that was in the center of there with holes that started out about that large and the final holes were about that large, so they dumped stone in and would leave piles.
So I mean, this is
It's
like,
size.
this is an example of an area that I know of, I mean, it's the woods, if you're looking for something, you can go look for it, but I know this is just an area of interest up there. This is across the entire droned area up there, you can zoom in, see fallen trees.
Can you move over towards like the overhead, power lines, they're gonna take out the towers,
You
stuff
can
like
see
that?
You can actually see the wire, I believe.
You can probably see the tree that's across them.
You probably see that. Now, once again, it's still a large area to look at, so. Let's see.
That's a tower. You can see wires on one side, not on the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, and if you go from that tower. It goes you better zoom out if you're gonna go up there.
So that's the only trouble with this, I mean,
Yeah.
how much resolution there, you zoom out, it takes time to load, you zoom in. it takes
Yeah.
time to load.
Anyway, it goes all the way almost to Church Lane. Before it hits the next tower.
so can you see like the trails that are up there and everything?
Yeah, I believe there's one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find any deer stands on those photos?
Say it's, I mean, if you did where like they are, get an idea, you can go looking, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just kind of. That's most of the imaging, just a bunch of woods, so if you did where you were looking. But that's just an example of the resolution that's.
You
in
see
that
the
layer.
wires there.
How many photographs does it take like that, did he say?
I don't know, I know
That's
it's,
impressive.
it's 10 gigs, so that's how big that file is by itself, and that's just this one, he has other. Like, so there's another one that has like
He suggested a revenue.
Revenues.
Zip lines, leave the wires on, zip line.
Well, what I hope we can do in the future is use this, and if you guys get real ambitious and go take use the free software at home and play around with it. When we start making decisions about things up in that plot of land, it's just a big plot of green to me. But at least now I think I have a little bit more understanding where trails are and things like that, since I don't live up there or walk up there any probably twice in 30 years. So.
Are any of the trails named or blazed?
Not
With
officially.
markings?
No, I've suggested that in the past, but.
Oh, that's probably
Yeah.
against our conservation district,
No, it's not.
our agreement.
No, it's not.
Start out with Warren Way.
No,
Would
it's
that
not.
encourage then like those bicyclists to come and?
Oh, what was that?
That's
Right.
Oh, the drone truck.
How big is the drone?
Yeah, something like that.
So the commercial size.
Yeah.
drone,
And he put out points where he knew exactly where it was, so it would pick it up and then they.
Yeah.
Then you sort of feel fitted in
Yeah.
to make it almost, it's almost survey grade, you
Yeah.
know. Of course, the survey will crucify me when I say that, but I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah, yeah, I ran into them when they were up in the woods,
Yeah.
putting those.
Yeah.
Markers. Where they knew exactly where the GPS.
You're right, so, yeah, so if you go in with a handheld GPS, which is, you know, you have to get like 10 satellites to make it
Right,
sub meter or sub centimeter.
Yeah.
Then you can mark those points and you take the photos, then you can sort of make it all fit and bingo, there you have it. So.
Nice.
So my presentation on the drone footage.
Yeah.
This will be available for anyone that's on flash drive, and I think I told both Warren and Dave that it's QGIS is a free software, download it. Put it on your computer. I'm not the best at it, first time I've ever used it, so, but it's functional.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Anything else, Roadmaster?
That is it for my report and drones.
Committees, anything from the library?
I have officially taken the lead to the freshman member. And I will be attending, Monday night's meeting. To start the process. Probably won't be the following month's meeting, I probably won't be here either, but, at least we'll get the process started.
Sounds good.
I will say I heard that the executive director has resigned,
Ooh.
Oh, that wasn't very long.
personal reasons.
So we will move forward to, I'm sorry, done?
It was said that she, they've had some problems over there with, releasing some employees, and they've been taking a beating. And, the claim was she has a
Had enough.
PTSD from that.
Yeah.
So she is, so search is on for. So if anybody's interested.
Where am I at? Oh, Ms. Belan's anything? Well, we sort of talked a little bit about drone and all that new information we have up on the hillside, recreation.
Playground season, June 12th through August 2nd, and I would like a motion to close Jacksonville Avenue from Walnut Street to Adams Street on June 12th in the evening for a touch a truck event.
Sure.
So such a, that's a motion, is it seconded?
What happens if it rains? Is there a rain date? Just ask.
Well.
Touch in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. should I-
What is that exactly?
The
Touch a truck?
Yeah, I know touch the truck is.
It's a
Set
little,
myself up.
it's a little kid,
I.
wanting to touch a truck.
Getting out the fire, I know I do. So it's not like.
Yeah.
hold your hand with the vehicle or-
Did Mascaro bring a truck?
The library has.
It would have to be clean.
They'll clean it. I bet they'll come. If you ask.
Probably have them where I can talk to them.
I was fascinated by garbage trucks when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They're really interesting pieces of equipment.
Take a bird from this?
Did your mom make you sit out in the cold like this and take it?
They sat me at a construction site once for 6 hours,
Yeah.
watching dirt move back and forth for
Looks like a star.
Pike Island Dam on the Ohio River. So they gave me a lunch and like, thermos lemonade, and I sat there like in a lawn chair for 6 hours. Watching the trucks go by.
Construction
Observation. So do you have a standby date or
The following.
following night?
Yeah, I can try that.
Okay,
All right, to make it.
June 2nd, fall back June 3rd,
June 12th.
12th, sorry, 13th.
Yep.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Let's move a second to close Jacksonville Avenue from Walnut to Adams for the touch a truck either on June 12th or rain date June 13th. All in favor? Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed. Motion passes.
Are you gonna post
I'm
it?
not sure if we want to touch.
Yeah, planning commission, May 22nd, what they got to discuss?
Tags.
Yeah.
Floodplain ordinance,
All right,
that's first on the mark, it should be ready to go, and then. Coming soon after that, we'll be working towards the zoning ordinance and. Other things.
all right. Zoning hearing board, nothing to report, no meeting.
Nothing at this point.
Gotcha. Then on general comments, election day, I was probably in the borough the first time in 20 years on election day, drove by. And I noticed that of course, the women's club was having their sale, but we had set up, I guess, where we had previously said we were gonna set up and had cones, but they weren't in the cones. So I'm just that was just an observation, it was a lot of angst because, I'm fearful it's gonna become like a food truck event, but that's okay. But I just want to make sure. Mike, were you the guy that the last time was speaking for the women's club? Do you want to give them some feedback? Like we said, they were supposed to be on the side, but apparently, I don't know. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know if something had changed. So that's why I bring it up.
Well, they were set up in the back here behind. The bollards, the barriers,
Yeah,
between the building and there. They were kind of tucked away in the corner there.
They were too close.
yeah. I think there's some restrictions about how close you can be to a polling door.
That's only for campaign.
I thought they campaigned.
And they were kind of in a non-walking area. Back in there because of what the air conditioning units
It
back
looks
there.
like when I asked them about it, who decided to put it there? And they told me that the constable told them that it was okay to go there.
What constable?
The guy that comes.
Paralysis.
Oh, so he came and said they weren't in violation of Poland. Oh,
making sure it's going like that.
Poland.
That was the last I heard. I didn't get to talk to Allison about it, but I did approach them and ask them who decided to put the table there. That it probably wasn't great because of that ramp.
Well, that-
Probably
well,
was
that-
not the smart
that-
place to put the table.
What ramp?
This is item 2. So item 2 was apparently 2 elderly people like me, in age,
Out the back.
tripped on our handicap ramp.
Is
And-
They weren't on that.
No, it's not nothing to do with
Oh.
with the table. All I'm saying is, we have a responsibility that we don't have something where people trip on. So I don't know what it's gonna take, but we gotta do something out there before September, right, that next like November, to get the ramp ADA compliant, where people don't fall off the edges or something, either guardrail, I don't know, I'm gonna throw it all back to the roadmaster. And say, and our Pamela Stevens engineer, and say, figure this out, tell us what it needs to be done, and let's do it.
All right, so that is a separate item.
Right.
The women's club.
Right.
So. Some time ago, the women's club had set up in the grass strip. They had a table that if you walk down the sidewalk. The table was right at the edge.
Right.
They didn't want a walking surface, they wanted the grass. They were given misinformation from the constable. He probably was just saying, it's okay if you're there because they're not handing out. Election materials.
If something's been writing about where they can be, I'll take it to them since I'm now.
I will put a drawing.
Oh!
She is, I was just gonna say.
Oh, boy. Oh,
I'll put a
no,
little drawing together.
no letter from our solicitor meeting.
I'm not gonna be here for election day for them,
I'll put a little drawing together.
I have other obligations, but
Yeah.
if I can tell them, this is where you're allowed to set up, or you can't be here.
Now, if it's inclement weather, they can be upstairs.
I think they're upstairs also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care. I know we sat here and hashed out, here's the area they're gonna be, and that's what I didn't see. Cause I'm never here anyway. So on election day, sorry.
Okay.
So anyway, but then on the second item, does council want to have some discussion about how we get this fixed so that we don't have any more
Well,
triple?
maybe one quick, short
Yeah,
thing is along the sides of it, paint it yellow or something, just to make it obvious that it's a ramp or something.
I don't know. I don't want to speak for old people when they fall.
The reason that they did trip was right outside the entry door, it's like a little mound of macadam.
Yep.
They came across it to come over to the table.
Ah.
On their way back,
So it is connected.
kind of go up a little hump. And it was 2 elderly with canes and that, and the one woman, she dancing around, and then people went up and caught her. And then the other man, he just kind of tripped, but he didn't fall.
Right.
And he was fine, but yeah, it was dangerous.
Yeah, no,
So
all
would
the
it
place
be-
has to be fully accessible.
Would it be possible to take the footprint of the back door plus 2 feet on each side, maybe cut that area out, come out? It probably won't be legal.
But don't say that.
We
Come out
have,
about 6 feet.
Let's get Pamela and the roadmaster together.
Yeah.
we have,
I have an idea.
we have a good idea what we wanna do
You're
here.
talking about putting like forming a nice big actual apron out there that has a slope ramp down towards where the drop box is, that way you're.
Yeah.
Actually.
And it takes you,
Yeah, years ago, I had to take an ADA class and I know the slope on the sides are not supposed to be like where people can fall off or the wheelchair can go off. And I'm sure that's what we have.
6%.
Something that's not within the guidance.
That's a non-walking area that does not have to conform. To make it legal, you probably have to go out the door and go that way, like you said.
that's what yeah.
But that was it. You
Once
guys,
Once you do that, at the bottom of that ramp, there has to be a legal landing area.
for the wheelchair, you have.
2%, yes, that's where they make up their mind, they have choices.
So the whole traffic pattern is supposed to be, they come up this way, go out this door and go out the front. So,
Except for handicapped people. who
Right. Go back out that way.
The elevator.
so,
It won't be over a
Well-
30-inch rise, so you won't be required to have a railing, but you will need a railing.
I mean, just for.
For assistance.
I would put-
Yeah,
For a
even if we put inserts in there and put the railing in only for. High traffic days at the borough.
And you run risk of somebody walking out the door and tripping off the end and falling down.
Yeah,
Well, say another thing I was putting into that was, so the walk out from the door, there's a hashed out area next to the space, that would just be a step down, or you just continue out the door, step down and in park. But if you're handicapped, you can turn left and proceed down.
You just have to have a deep enough landing.
you have to have the landing has to be a certain size for the spinning wheelchair ramp.
I think well, it's funny, because I was thinking that basically the whole width of the stairwell had working.
I suggest getting Pamela, that she says
We-
this
we
makes
have 20
compliance,
We. have
and go do it.
way.
I was gonna draw the whole thing, hand to her and see what you.
Yeah.
Make it more officious.
It needs a permit anyway to be done.
Yeah, but we don't have, I'm sorry.
Anyway, back with the women's club, why don't we give them some, written direction on where
I'll make a
exactly
drawing for 'em and say,
they are to be allowed.
Right.
On election day, then moving forward, there's no confusion.
I will say that at the last presidential election. We had them outside and not selling inside because of the volume
Mhm.
of traffic.
Well, yeah,
built for the presidential election. The
Yeah.
other elections usually are not as heavy.
Right. Okay.
Any other comments and sort of fleshed all that out to get some things squared away by election day? All right. Public announcements, all public meetings at St. Lawrence Borough Hall, office closed on May 27th again?
It's
What day's that?
Memorial Day.
Oh, my lord. Okay.
I know you work on federal holidays, but some of us don't.
Work. Are there any other issues? We don't need an executive session, I don't believe. Any old business, any new business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Motion been moved, second to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying.
And I said.
Seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, all opposed, motion passes. Thank you for your time tonight. Ooh, this could have been almost our record setting one. We'll have to tell the Reverend we get done faster with it when he's not here.
Because he talks so much.
Brutal, brutal.
I was off that day. And, banging on the door and then.
Okay, thank you.